Hi, my name is Mitch Eden, and for today's Jostens J class, we'll be talking about legal issues and ethics. I am about to begin my 25th year of advising at Kirkwood High School in Missouri, and I'm really excited for my kids' opportunity every year. But this year especially, it's going to be a historic year. First and foremost, you have to remember you're journalists. It's not journalism in yearbook, it's journalism. And journalists are truth tellers. They have high ethical standards and they go out there and seek the truth. They seek to present the facts of the year. And your job is so important. You have an incredible responsibility to your school and community to record the history of this year. So, what can you cover? I like to flip that and I like to ask my kids, what should you cover? And my mantra always is if kids are talking about it, we have to find a way to put it in our book. Because if you're not, are you really time stamping the year? And sometimes that does mean we're covering topics of a sensitive nature. And we just have to be prepared to do that. But before you can cover anything, you have to remember a few culture mantras that should dictate your yearbook room. And that is just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. And don't worry about being first, be right. And that's especially on your social media. Sometimes there's an urgency to get information out, but verify first and be right. No one remembers who is first, everyone remembers who is wrong. The last one is very important, and that is be a person first and a journalist second. That's sort of the golden rule of being a journalism student. We care about people. We are empathetic, we listen, and then we tell stories. Also, know your program. If you've never covered topics of a sensitive nature or controversial nature, you can't go all in this year. You have to build trust with your administration, and trust takes time. So have thoughtful conversations, explain why you want to cover something, explain how you're going to cover something, and do it in a responsible way. The other thing you need to remember is sometimes we need to protect kids from themselves. Sometimes they don't realize the permanency of yearbook. Last tips. You need to make sure your yearbook program is governed by an editorial policy. There are several examples out there, and we'll provide some resources at the end of this show. Also, the Student Press Law Center, or SPLC, is a nonprofit organization set up to help you. If you ever get in a jam, if you ever need to know, is this legal or not, the SPLC, splc.org, has free resources for you. Okay, so if you're dealing with topics that you're iffy about, that are of a sensitive nature, it should be a group of editors that approach the administration proactively to explain why you're covering it. You need to build that bridge of open communication so you establish trust and a good relationship. It should never be combative. You're always looking for partnerships. And if there ever is an issue or questions, you want to take care of that right away. Signatures. Signatures are a smart thing. It's the right thing to do, and it's a good thing to do. When you get a quote from someone, have a student or a staff member look at the quote and sign off on it. That way there's no mistake when the book comes out that, yes, I said it. Sometimes people forget what they said in August and September when the book comes out in April, May, or the following year. So signatures are a good way to protect yourselves and to avoid controversy when the book comes out. It's just smart and good journalism. Also, if you conduct surveys, you need to let the survey taker know that this information may be published in the yearbook. So just be sure it says that at the top of any survey you're putting out, either hard copy or electronically or on social media. Good journalism also verifies information. We need to make sure we're not taking anyone's word for anything. We want to verify facts and tell the truth. Also, talk with counselors and administrators if you're dealing with a sensitive issue to make sure that your work will cause no harm. And remember, the SPLC is always a good resource. So, for instance, if you're dealing with a topic on sexual assault, the left-hand side features what's called authentic voice. It's nothing but students commenting on the topic. On the right side, we're anchored with statistics and data, both on a national level, a state level, and then a survey of your school. Facts don't lie. It's always good to anchor controversial subjects with data and statistics. You can see this spread deals with several issues, several prominent issues that kind of hang around every year, for better or for worse. We're not advocating for any of these issues. We're presenting these issues as storylines of the year. Photos. A big misnomer among students is that I can pull a photo off the internet and use it in the yearbook. That is false. That is illegal. Saving images from Google is illegal. You cannot do that. That breaks copyright law. What you can do is specify your Google search so that your permission rights allow you to. If you can't find the images you want, you can use Creative Commons or Wikipedia Commons. Both have large databases for you. Social media, another misnomer. You must get permission from the source if you're going to use anything from their social media. Again, this is good journalism. Plus, when you ask, they're going to know they're going to be in the book, which is a positive because people want to know when they're in the book, then they're more likely to purchase a book. Final thoughts. Do person first, journalist second journalism. Do good journalism, tell the stories that matter, and have an incredible year.